We have an opportunity in Louisville to improve the spiritual, emotional, and physical health, as well as academic and career outlook for urban youth. We can do this by focusing on what many across the country recognize as a disparity in African American participation in the great outdoors. Okay, some of you might be thinking, what's this fella talking about? We've got far more serious issues in West Louisville: vacant properties, unemployment, crime, school dropouts, and chronic disease. My point exactly. Moving forward, engaging a new generation of African American children and their families in the outdoors, starting right in West Louisville, can be a big part of the solution for many issues just mentioned. Here's a photo of kids engaged in outdoor activities. These were taken at Jefferson Memorial Forest, where I worked during a recent fishing event and during a summer camp tree rappel activity. What do you see? When I look at these photos, I see joy. I see self-confidence and self-reliance developing. I see a sense of accomplishment. I see hope. Here are kids on a field investigation at Red River Gorge. When I look at these photos of kids engaged in exploration of nature, I see a sense of wonder. I imagine neurons firing and connections being made. I see the next generation of scientists, environmental and conservation professionals, writers, artists, and entrepreneurs who find their inspiration from their experiences in nature. But something is not right. We're beyond familiar with the statistics. On average, African American children in West Louisville have lower scores in math and science than their Caucasian peers. They're less likely to go to college with fewer career prospects, especially in science-related fields, and later in life they're more likely to be obese and to suffer from other chronic diseases. Add to that the social divide, and I apologize for the ugly graphics, but this represents my own experiences from undergraduate school to graduate school, including the various environmental organizations I've been involved with over the years. African Americans have not been well represented, to say the least. I suspect many of you would have shared similar stories, and this phenomenon is not unnoticed by African American scholars. This phenomenon extends to outdoor nature-based recreation as well, across the board, and it's also confirmed by research. African American participation in such activities as camping, backpacking, rock climbing, mountain biking, canoeing, horseback riding, and other outdoor pursuits is consistently lower than whites and even Hispanics. Why? Research points to what you might expect: fears, racial prejudice, the legacy of slavery, cultural traditions, and economics. They're all cited as contributing factors by researchers and concerned African Americans. An example, one researcher, Carolyn Finney, found that of 4,600 photographs in Outdoor magazine across 10 years, only 103, 2%, were of African Americans. That speaks volumes. But that masks a much more positive narrative, one that is told best by African Americans themselves. Those who have explored their own rich history as it relates to the outdoors, and who have, through their own life stories and experiences, found in nature that which has made their lives more complete. So we can cast off misconceptions and myths that somehow nature is not for everyone. Locally, a child such as this young lady may be fortunate to take a school or community center trip to one of our city's nature-based institutions, the zoo, Louisville Nature Center, Bernheim, the forest. But those visits might be few and far between, and for some they may not happen at all. And none of them are in West Louisville. Where will she find her daily inspiration? So I'd like to present an idea to address this issue head on. I propose that Louisville do what some other cities are doing to address urban issues by using nature-based education and outdoor recreation to expand horizons of youth from challenging environments and to transform neighborhoods in the process. Sometimes a good idea involves tackling persistent problems with new approaches. So let's look at maybe what other cities are doing. My favorite example is the Urban Ecology Center in Milwaukee. It had its beginnings in 1990, operating out of a trailer in a little-used Homestead Park in a crime-ridden neighborhood adjacent to the polluted Milwaukee River. Today, it engages thousands of visitors in outdoor science education and recreation, and the annual crime in that neighborhood went from 1,000 incidents per 10,000 residents down to less than 100 in a matter of years. Another is the Mighty Acorns Project in Chicago, which engages 8,000 urban students annually through ecological restoration using nature as the laboratory. It succeeds because it's a community partnership that brings together like-minded institutions like the Field Natural History Museum, the local parks departments, and Chicago Wilderness, a regional alliance with local organizations cooperating to restore nature. So why not West Louisville? Research shows the positive benefits of providing a child sustained and meaningful experiences in nature. It's also important that these experiences happen in a context that's most authentic and affirming. So I'm suggesting that we should nurture local capacity in West Louisville for exposing urban youth to the outdoors, building upon what others across the country are doing. We certainly have a canvas in West Louisville. We are, after all, city parks. This photo shows the more manicured areas of Chickasaw and Shawnee parks. It also shows the undeveloped potential of Portland Wharf Park, and there are others. What we are missing in the area are the brush strokes, the soft surface trails, access to the water, and the local loop, and a sustained focus on engaging children in outdoor pursuits. So I propose development of a center, and I use that term very loosely, where strategic community partners work together to create safe outdoor environments, introduce children, their parents, local community groups, and volunteers to outdoor activities, whether it be recreation, environmental education, or stewardship, and build the local capacity to sustain and grow the effort. There's even a potential location, a building in Shawnee Park, a few feet away from the Ohio River and the Louisville Loop Greenway corridor, and just a few years from being connected to the national park type amenities of Jefferson Forest and beyond to the parklands. How wonderful if Louisville was on the verge of connecting all of our residents to these community assets. Yet some areas need improvement. Many local park areas that could be invited to children for use are currently overgrown. Some are unmanaged with issues of invasive plants, dumping, and litter, but they can be transformed, and this can be done in a way that engages children in the process to further connect them to their local environment. They are our future park users and environmentalists out there. So in closing, imagine a base of operations in West Louisville where local like-minded individuals with a passion for the great outdoors and for sharing their knowledge and experiences with the next generation come together. Imagine this location as a training ground, if you will, where today's students literally get their feet wet and prepare themselves for future adventures and greater heights across Louisville and beyond. Thank you, and here are a few links for more information where I pulled research from, but also that I want to mention there's an upcoming conference, the Kentucky Association for Environmental Education. It's going to be at Brown Hotel, and a fabulous author, Dudley Edmondson, is speaking, author of Black and Brown Faces in Urban Spaces.